There we go.
Hi.
Hi there. Hi, everybody. Look who I got with me today. I got Miss Shari, Voices from the Swamp, aka
Who's
Swampy.
yeah? Or Swamp Lady. That's my alternate
Swampy.
avatar name online is Swamp Lady
That's
without
right.
the A in Swamp, just SWMP Lady, all
There
one
was
word.
something I saw something in the news about Lafayette, Louisiana. Did you have a tornado or did you have something
We've
going
been
on?
having roads buckling.
Oh, is that what it
We've
is?
been having roads buckling on us, like just buckling up. They have to close down entire sections of roadways so they can go in and fix them because the heat is just
Melting
it,
them.
it's
Yeah.
melting the roads. Um, so I mean, we've had one of the major roads through town. It's
Hmm.
had two separate areas that have buckled that they had to shut down for like a couple of days,
I'm
and
so
people are
sorry to
having to
hear that.
reroute,
Yeah.
which is it's hard enough to get through town around
Sure.
here,
Yeah. Yeah.
much less. But that and for the last year, we've had an exorbitant amount of people getting killed,
Really?
either just out and out murders or
Oh,
drive-bys or fights in bars that lead to something worse. And it's like, it
oh
used
my.
to be such a rare thing that you ever heard of
Yep.
somebody getting killed here. And then it was usually an accident,
Yeah.
not a deliberate act, you know.
Sure. Of course. Yeah.
In the past year, it's like every time I turn on the news, there's somebody been shot here, somebody got run over or beat up there. And I'm like, oh my God, what's wrong with people?
I know.
And
Well, it reminds me when I lived in Houston area of Jasper, where that man was picked up and dragged. When
yeah,
and that was like the most horrendous thing I've ever
I
heard.
remember
And
that.
oh my God,
I
yeah,
remember that, yeah. Because
yeah,
we had family that lived in Houston
sure,
at the time. They didn't live in that area of Houston, but
right, yeah,
I had an aunt, my great aunt lived there.
hmm,
Um, and so, because we used to worry about her every time something major would happen, Houston area, my mom would be on the phone calling her.
I understand.
Is that
Yeah,
near you?
that's right. Because we had a
She
lot of
wanted to
flooding where I lived.
know.
Yeah, there were houses at one point. We had so much flooding at one point. Their houses were floating down this river, and emus from an emu farm also.
Yeah,
Yes, there's a lot of water
yeah,
problems there. Yeah, that's true.
yeah. Oh, yeah, because it's so close. Houston is very close to the Gulf.
It is.
A
Yeah.
lot closer than people realize.
Hmm.
And especially it's like when Hurricane Harvey came through a
Yeah,
few years back, and then it just sat there
it did.
right on the coast and just
Yep.
dumped water. I mean, people that never got flooded before were suddenly dealing with
Inundated.
2 or 3 feet of water in their house, and they didn't know what to
Terrible.
do.
Yeah.
And then was it? I don't think it was last winter. I think it was winter before last when they
Hmm.
had that horrible freeze and
Yeah.
all the electricity went out. And
That's right. Oh, that was horrible. Just
yeah,
horrible. That's right. Yeah.
um,
Yeah. It's not
and
far from where you live, really. Not really. Yeah.
Houston is roughly 4 hours
Ah,
west of me.
yeah.
And
That's what I
because I
thought.
live right on Interstate 10.
Uh-huh.
So if I go 2.5 hours east, I hit New Orleans. If I go
Yeah.
4 hours west, I hit
Yeah.
Houston.
Houston.
And
That's right.
so
Yeah.
it's just all right there on the
Well,
interstate.
that's like the most boring road to have to go to if you go across the panhandle of Florida into what is it, Mississippi and all that into Louisiana and then into Texas. It's like this really awful road that just it's flat as a
And
pancake.
I remember when it
Forever.
wasn't there. I
Uh-huh.
remember when
Sure.
you got as far as Baton Rouge, and then
Hmm.
you had to cut south to the coast and
Sure.
take the old Highway 90, Highway
Yep.
98, Highway 98, and you
Yep.
took the coastal highway, which was a 2-lane road,
Sure.
and you had the beach on one side and houses on the other, and you had to
Yeah.
take that into Florida,
Oh,
um,
sure. Took you a
through
long time.
Mississippi and Alabama and into Florida,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just like the Mobile Tunnel in Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah.
I remember when that was a 2-lane tunnel, and
Uh-huh.
you could literally feel the tunnel rock
Oh my
as,
God.
as you went through it and see water trickling down the insides. It was like,
But
Oh, I hated when they
a
do that.
lot of red states have never kept up with their infrastructure, and
No.
as we well know, and so that's what's been happening. Anyway, I want to say hi to our people that have come in.
Oh,
I don't
yes.
want to ignore them. So we got Cat Mama and Nancy Vasquez, Rhonda Rue,
Rossi,
and Rossi
Rossi's in.
Sin. That's right. That's right. Thank you for being here. There's some other folks, I guess, in here. If you're here, welcome. So
Patricia.
Sherry and I are going to do is we're going to do inside the psychic studio with the questions that I've been asking all of our wonderful.
She's gonna pick my brain.
Yeah. And then Sherry and I will pull some cards.
Behind me, so
Yep, we'll do some cards
Steve, like I
afterwards.
say that all the time. I'm getting ready to rearrange my room so I can hopefully get rid of all the mess behind me, and it won't.
Actually, it isn't a mess. It looks very organized. So I just want you to know it doesn't come across that way. So
Okay, good. It's a messy, organized mess, is what it
an
is.
organized mess. Okay. Hi,
I
Patricia.
know where everything is, but nobody else can find anything.
Thanks,
Hi,
everybody,
Patricia.
for being here. Yeah. So
Hi,
we're going to go ahead and start with the questions. And the first question I have, Miss Sherry, is what's your favorite word? I can't hear you. I don't know why. Your sound cut out. No. Let's see. Try again. Whoops. No. Try again. No. Okay. It says you've muted yourself, but you just were talking. How could you have muted yourself? No, I can't hear you. You know, I have to tell you that yesterday I had nothing but trouble here on StreamYard and solar flares. Yep, I tell you what. No, can't hear you. No. Sherry, it might be me. So I'm going to go out and come back. Give me a few seconds, okay? First of all, ladies, take your mute off. Can they hear you? Can you all hear her? Sherry, Patricia, Rossi, can you hear Sherry? No, you can't hear her. Okay. So it might be you, Sherry. You need to go out and come back in. Okay. Wow. Crazy. That's so weird because she was just talking and we were having a conversation, as you well know. Hi, Jamie. I hope you're well. Okay. Yeah, we got the technician working on it. Yes. Sherry can hear me. I just can't hear her. Hi, Viviani. We got the old solar flare BS coming. So yes, I did see last night, there was an article about how the solar flares affect the satellite systems, which can knock out our cell phones and our computers.
Or
I hear you now. I hear you now.
So you understand what happens. So anybody else that's watching can understand what happens. Any apps like Zoom, anything that's like a video conferencing app, Zoom,
anything open.
anything like that that's using your devices, Windows will it'll wig it out if the setting in Windows has changed for some reason, especially if you have like a USB mic and you unplug it or you turn the computer on or off. Windows can sometimes just decide to switch like to your webcam, like that's what it had done to you.
Yeah, because the wrong camera was plugged in when I started.
And so you could sit here in the app and change it to the right mic all day long, and Windows will have a different thing, and the app
It was on the wrong.
Right.
It was on the
so
wrong.
You need to make
mic.
sure it's set correctly in Windows. Yeah.
It's nice having your own IT guy in the house.
I know. Thank
you, my baby.
Yes.
Oh, pick. Yep.
Yep. Thank
Oh,
goodness.
I don't know what I would do without
You
it.
know, I've had a Zoom app open before, and I've noticed that that's happened to me. But I don't have that. Or if you open up, let's say, another YouTube, and you have the YouTube that's on with
Yeah.
noise, yeah, you can't do it. All right, everybody. Thank you very much, and thank you to your son
Thanks
for
for being
being
patient.
so helpful. That's right.
Yes.
That's
Thank you, Louis.
right. All right. So, what is your favorite word? We'll get back to that.
I guess my favorite. If I'm cursing,
No, not that yet.
oh, we're not there yet.
Not there yet.
Just a
No.
favorite word. I guess it would be happy.
Happy,
I like
because it
people to
does
be
make you
happy.
happy to say it, doesn't it?
I like to be happy. I like to make people around me happy.
Sure.
And that brings me joy when I can make other people happy.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So
It actually, the word happy makes you happy.
yeah, it makes you smile.
There you go. There you go. Hi, Hilda Flores. Nice to see you.
Hi, Yoda.
Yeah. All right, Shari. So what is your least favorite word?
No.
No. Yeah. It's definitive,
When somebody
isn't it?
tells me no, you can't do that, or
Can't do that.
no, that's not possible, or no, that's not for girls. Yeah, no, I don't like the word no.
Yes. We were told, I know you're younger than I am, Shari, but it seems like we were told
Not
that.
by much.
Yeah. In the 60s, we were told girls can't do this. Like, remember, girls never could be a truck driver.
Oh, absolutely not.
No, none of that stuff.
When I was my last year in elementary school, before I went into middle school, the band director came to the school to get everyone to test out different instruments and see what they might be interested in. I said, I want to play the drums. And he said, oh, no, girls don't play drums. I said, why not? I said, that's what I want to play. And he says, oh, no, girls don't play the drums. Here, you could try this or you could try that. And I said,
right.
No, thank you. If I can't play drums, I'm not interested.
And
when I told my mother when I got home, the school got a very spicy phone call from her.
I bet. Well, good for her. I love her.
At that point in time, we're talking, she was very involved with civil rights, equal rights, women's rights.
Yeah. Good for her.
All that kind. I mean, I would go to marches with her and stuff, So yeah, for somebody to tell her daughter, no, you girls don't play drums. You can't learn the drums.
Yep.
Boy, that set her off.
I bet it did.
The Roman candle.
And Jamie says she couldn't wear pants to school till 5th grade. And Jamie, I couldn't until 11th grade. And they had to be dressed. No jeans. No jeans. They didn't allow it.
My senior year, we could wear jeans on Fridays.
Yeah, my mother thought they were too sloppy. So my mother had to, you can wear wool pants or polyester pants or whatever, but you can't wear jeans.
Yeah.
Silliness. All right, Shari. Well, what excites you? What makes you excited?
I like flowers. Lots of flowers and stuff. They make me happy as well. And it's a very visceral thing that, I can smell them and I can see them.
Yep.
And I like to be around people, and just, I like to be with people and just have a good time. And I don't like conflict. I literally get physically ill with conflict,
Yeah, I hear you.
And,
something happens and you got to confront somebody. It's like, oh, I don't want to do that. Yeah, it's not me. Yeah. Yep. Wow.
That's when I knew that HR wasn't in the cards for me. When I was offered a position in HR, it was like,
oh yeah,
they don't think so.
You have to fire people and stuff. No, you don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't blame you. I wouldn't be able to do that either. No, I wouldn't. No, it would hurt me too much. So, okay, so what turns you off?
Greed.
Mm.
People being greedy. It doesn't matter what kind of greed. Doesn't necessarily have to be monetarily, just any kind of greed where people, where others are always, it's all about me and what I have and gimme, gimme, gimme. And
Yeah. Yep,
that's a
I hear you.
real turn off for me,
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Oh.
It's funny. It's like you see people even like go into a which I haven't done this in a long time, but when I used to go after work and have a drink with my coworkers, and they had a little buffet that you could pick things up to eat, and you'd see people go over with a freaking plate this big, and they would take like half the stuff because it was free.
Yeah,
So yeah,
right.
you can be pretty much anything, but it's just when people take total advantage of a situation and leave nothing
Yeah,
behind for anyone
that
else.
that's always bothered me. That
Yep.
very thing right there,
Yep.
just
Yep.
um,
Yeah, I
it's
hear you. Yeah,
just
I hear
just greed altogether, any kind. It just
Yeah.
always.
Yeah, I hear you. So, what sound or noise do you hear that you love?
I like hearing birds chirp. I love
Yeah.
the sound of bird song when I sit outside. The old place where we lived, you never heard birds chirping outside.
Mhm.
And about a week, 2 weeks maybe after lockdown hit, I'd gone outside to smoke a cigarette one morning, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I hear birds. And it sounded like just I was surrounded. It was this cacophony of just bird song. It just blew me away. And then when we moved over here to the new place, I hear birds all the time. I mean,
That's wonderful.
we have a woodpecker that loves the aluminum light pole that
Yes.
sits out there on the aluminum light pole and it's like, okay, guys, you're not going to get a hole in that thing, I promise. I'm surprised his beak hasn't broke, but
Mhm. Mhm.
he's funny to listen to.
Oh, sure. I remember going out one night. My husband will go out to smoke a pipe. He has a pipe. So he's out there with the dogs all the time. But I don't just step out the door very often at night. But one night I went out to tell him something, and there was an owl that you couldn't see it, but you could hear it, and it was hooting. And I thought, that was wonderful.
Yeah,
It's
isn't
like,
that a great
wow,
sound?
it's an owl. I know. It's so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hilda says, I love going to backyard and listening to our birds, Shari. Hilda said, yeah, good for you, Hilda. That's
very
awesome.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just something about my strap won't
Mhm.
stay up. It's just something about that
Mhm.
it's the joy you hear in bird song.
Sure.
It's like it's I mean, there are some birds that can make a sound that's not very
Mhm.
pleasant sounding, but mostly when you hear birds chirping and tweeting, it sounds like they're just
Happy.
celebrating,
Yeah. Again, it's
like
being happy.
like the day, and
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
when they're hauling ass from a storm, they
Sure.
still sound happy, like
Yeah. That's right.
good, we can get out of town. You're stuck, haha, and
Well, you're not the only one. Between Hilda and Jamie and Rossi, looks like they like to spend time with birds as well. So
yeah,
I think it's because there was when it gets built up in an area, you don't hear the birds anymore
yeah,
until you moved a little further out, and we
yeah.
don't know we miss it until we hear it again. I think.
Until we hear it again, yeah.
Yeah.
I
It
didn't
reminds.
even realize that I never heard birds chirping at the old place
Sure. Yeah.
until the pandemic, and it was a good week or two after lockdown hit. And I went out one morning with my coffee and my cigarette, and let the dog go do his business, and I'm just sitting there, and suddenly it struck me. It was loud out there. I was like, "What's all this noise?" And then it dawned on me, it was the birds. And I was like, I haven't heard birds like this in, I couldn't remember when. It was really great. I mean,
Yeah.
I was at
Rossi,
lunch.
you
I
must
was at
be.
lunch 2 days ago, and I looked over. I was sitting in the car. Now that I have a car to sit in, and
Right.
sitting under the oak tree, and there's like a fence line that runs. That we pull up and park. The trees on one side of the fence, and we park on the other.
Right.
And I had all the windows down and the doors open in the car, and just kind of kicked back. And I don't know, I had my earbuds plugged in. I was listening to somebody, and something caught my attention, and I looked up, and it was this bright red cardinal. It was like flipping around right in front of the car, and then landed on the fence, and then just like sat there and looked at me for a minute, and then flew away. And I was like, okay, that was wild. That doesn't.
That's a visitor from the other side, Shari.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Mm.
I started
Wow.
thinking, okay, who was that?
Who was
Somebody
it?
came and
Mom?
said
Was
hello.
it Dad? Yeah. Wow, that's cool. All right. So, what noise don't you like? What bothers you to listen to hear?
Fingernails on a chalkboard.
Ooh.
I just
Yeah.
something about that sound just
I get it.
that and
get it.
people smacking when they eat.
Oh yes. If you're sitting with somebody who keeps their
Yeah.
mouth open really while they eat.
You know, and
Yeah.
they just make that horrible smacking sound.
Mhm.
Drives me crazy. I hate that sound.
So, but people do that when they chew gum too. Does that also bother you if people keep
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
smacking the
Yeah,
gum?
I can't chew gum anymore, so I may have been a smacker at one time. I don't remember. But I have
No more.
false teeth now, so I can't chew gum. And but I can remember as a little girl, I took dance class, ballet, tap, that kind of thing, and our teacher would teach us etiquette. One class a week. We went 2 or 3 days a week, and one day of those weeks we would have etiquette class, where we would be taught how to sit and drink tea,
Like a
and
nice young
how to
lady. Right.
how to act like a young lady. And oh my God, don't you dare smack that cookie. Or she would stand you up in front of the whole class and make an example out of you.
Oh dear.
It never happened to me. It
Uh-huh.
happened to a few other girls, and I would feel so bad for them. It
Yeah,
was
I
like,
know. It's embarrassing.
dude, how can you embarrass them like that in front
I
of
know.
everyone? You know, that's terrible.
It is.
Yeah, but smacking that always brings that memory back.
Sure. Yep. You go lay down now. Come on. You don't need to be here. Go on. So
I'm falling in the bed.
I have a this is where you get to curse. What's your favorite curse word?
Probably the easiest one that flies out of my mouth, thanks to my grandmother, because she said it all the time, was "God damn it." And my mother, it was "damn it to hell." And I'll say that one a lot too.
Sure, because you're used to
And
hearing
if I
it.
get really mad, then the F-bomb comes out, you know.
Sure.
But I can make a sailor blush if I get really pissed. I
Well,
mean,
so can I. You and I are very much the same. Yep.
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
my brother was Army, my son was Navy, and they both at times have been like, "Hey, chill,
Yeah.
dial it back a little bit."
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my go-tos. Or those
Okay.
three. Just
What?
depends on the situation.
Sure, of course. So, what gift other than that of which you already have, which could include cooking or whatever else, it isn't just psychic gifts, but what would you like to have if you could have any kind of gift at all?
I would like to be able to dance again.
Yes, because of your neck,
because of my back and my neck, I can't dance anymore.
Yeah.
I used to dance when I took dance when I was a little girl. And in high school, that was disco era.
Sure.
I was out dancing every night of the week almost.
And
did
you do the hustle?
Did all of it. I did all of it. I loved it. I had a couple of guys that were just buddies.
Yeah.
But they were great at dancing, and so we would always all go out together and go dance together. And so we had a local club in town called Cadillac Jacks. And the DJ station was the front half of a 1955 pink Cadillac.
Ooh, nice.
And then the DJ was all inside where the dashboard and stuff would be.
Sure.
And it was like a regular Studio 51 type club with a dance floor, the mirrored balls, the whole bit. And they would serve drinks. You could order any kind of drink, but every drink was virgin. So you could order any kind of drink you wanted to drink. any kind of fancy drink. There was just no alcohol in it.
Just no alcohol in it, but it
Yeah,
tasted
and
like
so
the drink.
you
Yeah.
couldn't- if you were over 21, you couldn't come in the club. But anyone that was under 21, like I think it was 15 to 21, they could come in.
Well,
And
that's a great idea for young people.
it was a place
Yeah.
where we could go and dance and carry on and act like the grown-ups.
Sure.
You know, of course,
Yeah.
most of us
Yeah.
snuck in the alcohol. You just had to be
Of
careful.
course you did.
You didn't get caught.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, we used to go there all the time.
That's
And
fine.
just
That's
to go
fine.
dance. And
Well, when I was 18, the drinking age was 18, and we were able to go to the clubs because you had to usually wait to be 21. But, we always went to the clubs. Then they
Yeah.
moved it up to 21 again when I was 21. I thought it
same
was just
thing
like
happened to me.
they did that for me.
Same thing happened to me. The drinking age was 18 when I was 18.
Yep.
And about 2 months after I turned 21, they changed the drinking age back to 21. And so I was like, well, I guess I
Thank
worked
you.
that
I
out.
mean, they let us have
And,
it. Yeah, I know.
And yeah.
Oh, Hilda, that's great. Sherry, you were cool when nightclubs were in with, I think she means strobe lights.
The strobe
Yes,
lights.
absolutely.
Oh yeah, it was the strobe lights, the
disco
disco
ball.
ball, which would mimic a strobe almost because
Absolutely, because
the
it
light
shines
would hit
on
all
stuff.
those little mirrors and it would shoot out the lights everywhere.
That's right. Yeah, the mirror ball.
And they had a nice sized dance floor area, and then with little tables that went all around it. And
How fun.
it was such a great little place. I mean, I
Yeah.
think about it now, and it's like, how many young kids today have a place like that?
There's so much has changed, honestly.
Where they could go
Yeah.
when they're not old enough to go to the adult clubs.
That's
I mean,
right.
because half of us would have been sneaking into the adult clubs. if
But
we
there
wouldn't
is
have
also
that,
this,
know.
I think parents are more hovering over children of that age now because there's so many risks, I guess. And so
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they'd be able to use it even if there was something like that, which is really sad.
There's
Yeah. Yeah.
there's just so much anger in the world right now.
I
And
know.
it's like, I mean, back when we were kids, if
Wasn't
you got mad at somebody, you duked it out, you punched them, they punched you, and
got it over with.
the
That's
next
right.
day it was over and done with.
Right.
Nowadays, you got to worry about getting your brains blown out.
You do. You can't get it. You can't even toot your horn at some people. They'll blow you away. Yeah,
I mean, it's crazy. Absolutely
is.
crazy.
It is. So, do you have a gift that you find to be annoying?
Annoying. I talk too much.
Not too much.
It's always been my downfall. I can't seem to shut up. Once I get going, I just keep going.
Well, I think
because I'm always thinking of more things to say.
More
So
things,
I just
yeah.
keep talking.
You have a racing mind, is what you have. Then,
I'm very OCD,
Mhm.
and I'm pretty sure I'm ADD on top of it because it's like my brain goes all the time. And and I know my brother's ADHD adult. My son is too. They discovered. I said, well, hell, that's what's wrong with me.
It could
Because
be.
even when I go to bed at night, it's like trying to get my brain to shut off. This hardest
Oh, I know. Well, that's hard. A lot of people will understand that they can't meditate. So I understand what you're saying.
That's my biggest problem with meditating. It's like,
Yeah.
so now I just
Can't
focus
shut
on
up what I need to do tomorrow or whatever it is. Yeah.
it's running those lists through my brain. I need to do this and do this and call this person and so
And I
I've
think
started.
it's worse the older we are. When we're younger, we sort of compartmentalize it. But the older we are, at least for me, I don't remember some things. And so just the idea I might forget. I've had that happen with a show where I've been off at the store and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to be on a show.
I'm supposed to be on air.
I know. And Val, it's happened to Val as well. It's kind of funny.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
With the meditation, I've gotten to the point now where it's like, if I can sit still for a minute and just blank myself for a minute, I consider that a success.
Yeah, well,
because
and I think you do that.
it's going, you know.
Yeah.
So
Well, you do
So-
that when you go to lunch and you go outside and you listen to the birds, and that's a meditation. So
yeah,
I think you're working on it. Yeah. All
a
right. So
little
the
at a
last
time.
question in the series is, if heaven exists, and we know it does, what would you like to hear God say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Oh God, she's here.
What was your husband
Jesus,
saying?
you made it.
Turtle, turtle, she's here.
Yeah, that would be the first thing. Turtle, come get your wife. You
Yeah.
made it. Oh
Oh,
God.
that's funny.
I don't know. I hope that they're I mean I hope that they're just there with open arms, whoever's there.
I think they will
And
be
just
sharing.
welcome, you know. You
Yep.
made it.
You made it.
You got
Yep.
here. You did good,
Please,
you know.
please
So,
let me rest. I don't want to go right back. Thank you very much.
yeah.
At least for me, you know,
I
just give
hang
me a
out for a
break.
millennia or two, you know.
Yeah.
And, before you send me back again. Things get a little better down there before you send me back.
Oh,
And,
Hilda,
but-
you're right. They would love you and welcome you with lots of it. There you go.
oh well, thank you, Hilda.
Yeah.
Same for you.
Uh-huh. That's right.
Absolutely. Hi, Marina. See,
Yeah,
Marina's in
Marina's
the
here.
chat.
Uh-huh.
And yeah.
So if anybody's got any questions they want to ask, Shari and I are going to do some readings.
Fire away.
Um,
I got a couple of decks out.
okay. Got some irreverent decks and some regular decks, huh? You
I
don't have
took
to,
out
you don't
the
have to.
oracle, but I
Uh-huh.
have my irreverent ones right next to me.
Those are fun ones to have. Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I've got the rebel deck. I've got the
Yeah.
inner F and peace deck. And I've got the one
Yeah.
you sent me, wake up, kick ass, repeat.
Yeah, I like that
And then
one.
the one
That's a
that
cool
you-
one too.
The one that you showed today, I was
Oh,
like I
yeah.
said, I was sitting there and you pulled that out and I went, I can't believe this. I just ordered that deck. It's like, dude, I'm
I
supposed to get
know.
it Sunday.
Stop. My dog is going crazy. Will you stop it? I'm going to have to put you outside. The one that says, listen, bitch. That's the one. I love that.
Yeah,
It's so
that's the
funny.
one. I just came across it like yesterday or the day before, and I saw it and I started laughing. I said, I got to get that. And then I'll be damned if you didn't have it today. And I'm like, okay, this is just too
Uh-huh.
hard.
Look, Marina says, I just waved at you guys. Did you see me?
Hi.
Marina,
Yeah.
how are you? All right. Let me get rid of this.
Yeah,
These
go
girls are
for it.
crazy.
What y'all want to know? I'm an
Okay.
open book. Hi, Sonia. And let's see, Sonia's here. Wendy's here. Hi, Wendy. And Viviani. Amy Warrior Princess is here. I'm looking on my
Oh.
chat now and seeing some names.
Okay. Yeah.
And I forget. I pull up. I do I do like a pop out chat on the channels for the
Yes.
YouTube, and I'll pull them up, put them down the side, because sometimes it's
Okay.
easier for me to see if somebody tags me in something. It'll light up, and I'll go, "Oh, wait, somebody said something."
Because I don't
Anything to
see
try
them.
to-
I don't see them here for some reason. I don't see Amy. I don't see.
I mean, she may not still be there. I don't know, but
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
she was there at 11 after. So,
Uh-huh.
but
All right. Well,
yeah,
we've got a
Amy's a
couple
sweetie.
questions. Oh, thank you, Hilda. You take care of yourself. Thank you for being here for a little while today.
Absolutely.
And lots
You
of
go
love
take
to
care of
you.
business.
Yeah, you go do it. Yeah. And Sonia, yes, I have your question. All right. Yes, Jamie just lost her dog a couple of days, probably last week, I think it was.
Oh,
And it was a beautiful border collie, and she lost the dog. She was holding the dog, and the dog had a heart attack. So she lost her baby. And she wonders if Kiki will come back to her. I really think so. I mean, I don't know how
I'm
fast.
no spirit whisperer. I'm not Mark.
Yeah, I
I
know.
haven't been able
All
to
we can
chant
do is pull
animals
cards.
yet,
Yeah, we
but
can pull some cards. That's
I'm
about
trying
it.
to think. That's what I don't have. I don't have any animal decks. I'm gonna have
Oh,
to get me an animal deck. Okay,
oh God. There's
now
always a
I
good
know.
reason to get a new deck, Sherry. Yes. Absolutely.
Every time more cards come in, the first response I get is, "You ordered more."
I know. My
My
husband,
brother and them are always telling me, "You don't have room for what you got now." And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know, but I know
all
what I
right.
should do.
So, Jamie, what I pulled one of the Healing Waters cards
I got the
because this
spirit
is okay,
animal.
spirit
Yeah.
animals. And in these cards, they're more for, the idea of healing yourself. And of course, water heals you. And what's the word I want to say? Consecrates you, I guess is the best word. It's like a baptism. So when we go in through and we get water, healing waters that can help us, like if you went to hot springs or something like that, that would be a healing water. But I've got here the word bounteous, and it's beautiful
Ooh,
card. Look at this. Look at
I
this.
know. I
It's
love the artwork in this deck.
yes, everything about this is great. And it's all green, which is healing. But it looks like right now that Kiki is doing her own healing on the other side, but she's worried about you. She wants you to heal. She wants you to understand that she loves you still and is with you still. And it says here, generously given, relationships, and coming together. So if you ask
Oh,
if she's coming to you, I would say that says yes, because it was a relationship you had,
oh yeah,
and it says coming together. And you generously gave to each other. You had a mutual love and respect for each other. Now, I
absolutely.
don't know how fast she's going to come to you, sweetheart. I know you're probably needing or getting another dog that will help you. It could be she comes in. She could come in any format. If it's a brand new dog, she could be coming in back to that spirit. But whenever she is, you will know. I think you're going to know it because there'll be certain things that dog will do that remind you of Kiki,
Yeah,
whatever dog it is. So.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
What did you get, Sherry?
I know. Just to relate that, the first dog I remember as a kid was a little Boston Terrier, and
Oh,
and he and I were thick as thieves. We did everything together. And
uh-huh.
uh, when Mark had done a reading for me, and I asked him, I said, I always wondered whatever happened to old Tuffy and if he's still around. He said, yeah, he's
Yep.
waiting. He's waiting for you to find him because he's there. And it was not but a month later when we found the kitten. And when I went on and I asked him about it, he said, yeah.
That's
He
the
said,
soul that
he
came
said,
back to you.
yeah. He was like, yeah, I told you he was waiting for you. And
Yeah.
he just came back as a cat this time, not as a dog. And I went,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
I pulled for you, my dear. First, I pulled Otter Spirit, which says, I can't read, you are never alone.
Mm.
And then this one jumped out of the deck as I was trying to shuffle, and it's
Mhm.
Dog Spirit.
Oh my God.
And it says, be loyal to what you love.
Oh
So
wow.
first he's telling you you're not alone and be loyal to who you love.
And
I
that
mean,
almost looks like a
this,
border collie.
it does. It really does. And this literally like
Flew
jumped
right out.
out, it flew right out. I mean, I was
Wow.
like, oh, okay. And then when I turned it over, I was like, okay, I
Yeah,
guess I get the point.
you did.
So,
You can read on anything really, Sherry. It's just that you have to, I guess, adjust the view that you have of what the card might mean. And I think you do that really well. So yeah.
I'm learning. I'm
Yeah, you
learning.
are.
The
Yeah.
few times I've read with Susan, she fusses at me,
Yeah.
put the
Yep.
cards down. You don't need those. I'm like, yeah, that's easy for you to say.
I know. No, but you
Not
you
there
did
yet.
great. And oh my God, I can't believe you pulled that dog card like that. That's
I know
amazing.
that just absolutely just blew me
Yeah.
away. When
There
I
you go.
flipped it over and saw what card it was, I was like, And this is a great deck. It's the
Yeah,
um,
very nice. I think I have it somewhere, but I
yeah,
haven't used
the
it.
Let
Yeah,
Baron Read. So I
yeah.
like the decks.
You know, it's funny, and I'm sure Shari can attest to this, is that sometimes, you know, we trust our spirit guides, we trust the creator when we're doing cards, but sometimes we're surprised. Aren't you? Don't you
Oh
agree that
yeah.
we something will come through and we're like, oh my God. And
Oh, yeah.
we're surprised, even though we believe that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. But it's like an
Or
affirmation. Yeah.
a
Yeah.
couple of days later, suddenly somebody emails me and says, "You
Uh-huh.
said blah 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 on the show the other day," and
Mhm.
that's what happened. And
Yeah.
it always just floors
Blows your
me.
mind.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
okay, and because half the time I don't remember
No, because it
what
isn't
I
you.
said
It's
because
them.
it's not
Right.
me.
Right.
It's so yeah, that's always exciting. Or if I just go ahead and say something and I get that immediate response of exactly how did you know that? Or yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly what they
That's
did.
right.
It's like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is. I
It
mean, even
amazes
though we
us.
know it's happening, it's still
Yeah.
surprising. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right, Marina. I'm surprised that I'm surprised. Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jamie said that's her beautiful card. Yeah. Yeah. I knew that. That dog looked just like
Awesome.
her dog. Wow. Perfect. Perfect reading. Okay. So Sonia would like a message from her guides. And so we're happy to do that for you,
Okay.
Sonia.
We can do that. I don't know if y'all can hear him. My son's singing in the background.
That's nice. That's beautiful.
He's working on a new song.
A new song. Good for him. It's very talented, Shari. All right.
He doesn't sing well, but that's okay. Some songs he nails.
No, but he's composing for his guitar. Yeah.
But he writes, he plays. You know, people say, well, what instrument does he play? And I'll say, well, the better question is, what instrument does he not play? Because I've not found one yet that he couldn't play with a little bit of time.
Sure.
So blows my mind. I don't know how he does it.
That's great. Hello, Naya. I'm glad you're here and that you made the live. And Jamie said she loves you got that card that made her so happy. Yeah. All right. So, Sonia, the first thing I get for you is drink water, girlfriend. And I mean, it might sound like a duh, but it's like we really need to keep ourselves hydrated. They want to make sure that you're hydrated and you're taking good care of yourself. The second card I got was a quest for a new vision. Look at this. Oh my goodness. It looks like you're, and look at north, south, east, west shows up. Bounty shows up. It's wanting you to embrace the bounty that is around you and plan on where it is you're going to go with your new vision that you get to come out. The last card I got is fabulous. It's Lady of the Lake. And if you ever read anything about King Arthur and Avalon, the Lady of the Lake carries the sword. This Lady of the Lake has a sword there. You can see it. And it says, new beginnings, something is about to happen. And look at that. The new quest, it comes right after the new vision and the new quest. You're on the precipice of something new and wonderful. So that's what I got.
Yeah.
Yes, and Rossi. Okay.
Oh, wow. Let me see here. I got one more I want to pull.
Yep.
I got one more here that I want to.
Okay.
All right. The first one I pulled from you was from the Oracle of the Seven Energies.
Ooh,
it's a Grand Symphony.
Beautiful.
And what it talks about, I had to look it up because I didn't know the meaning of this one. But it says you're being invited to step back and see the bigger picture until your individual part on the world stage disappears and blends with the glory of all life. That's powerful when you stop and think about that. When you allow yourself to just blend in with everything to where you don't stand out individually, you're just part of the overall canvas of the picture that's being shown. That's really powerful. And then I pulled in call, which is
Ooh.
behind the veil. I mean, that's what we used to call when you're
Wow.
born behind, when babies were still born with the amniotic sac on them. It
Right.
was,
They're in
they
the
were
call.
called, yeah. And so it says on here, healer, seer, priestess, soul purpose. So that's where you need to be focusing on, is your soul purpose. Because I get a really strong feeling that you're a healer. If you're not already doing it, you will be as soon as you start focusing on it and start bringing that in. And then I pulled, go get them.
That's excellent. Oh, that's excellent. Wonderful. Yeah. Yes, Nia, you're right. The art of being is so beautiful and majestic. Very nice. Yeah. Well, you're welcome, Sonia. Thank you so much. So, just so you ladies know that where you are, we have Pierrette, and then ES, and then Rossi, and Denise McMullen, and that we only have 15 minutes or so. You know, we can go a little over, but that's probably going to
Yeah.
be enough questions for today. But we're working on the ones that you have posted. So, first one's Pierrette. Message from guides for August.
All righty. I find the only problem with having all these doggone decks
This
is I
never
stop and think, okay, wait.
Which
Because
one
the
do I
ones I
use?
have out invariably are not the ones that they want me to use.
I know.
And
I
it's
did
like,
the
oh,
same.
okay, I gotta get up and pull something else.
Reshuffle. That's right.
And
What is it? The have you ever heard of the Curly Shuffle from the Three Stooges? This is a song.
yeah.
And he goes, woo, 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 woo. All right. So the first one I get here at is you are attuning to your vision, and
Ooh.
attunement is coming to you. It's placing itself on you quietly, but you're just right in the midst of it. It's there for you to grasp. The second one is they're providing you assistance from beyond, your relatives and your guides and your angels. And it looks like you are being uplifted. And I'm thinking, maybe astral travel anywhere or whatever. It could be you're being uplifted and getting assistance from all of them in the above. And yes, it will influence the way you move, the way you do things from now on, how you want to be. And I think you're going to be busy in August rearranging yourself to find the best potential for your gifts and also for your space. So I'm just going to leave that there.
All right. Well, I started out, I pulled Koi Fish Spirit. And it says there is always enough. So much of what so many of us experience today is there's not enough to go around, but there really is. We just have to refigure how to make it fit. And then I pulled endless possibilities, which goes right along with there's always enough, because you have endless possibilities of what you can do with it and where you can go with it. And then lastly, I pulled never settle. Always strive for more. I love this little deck.
That's awesome. Very nice. Thank you, Pierrette. All right. Yes, you would like to get a message. I'm guessing you just want a message from Spirit. So we'll work on that for you.
All right.
Wow, these are beautiful
Oh,
cards. All right, so I am pulling from the Healing Waters Oracle deck that is fairly new. Shari and I both have the deck, and we both believe that it's
I
just
pulled
awesome.
from it too.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I get here, thank you. Your guides and angels are showing you their appreciation for what you do in the world. And they're asking also that you understand what's sustaining you. So be grateful for them, and what they do for you is being asked, and thanking them. The next one I get is this beautiful picture of letting go, letting it go.
Ooh.
Release the past, forgive, soften, and move forward. It could be you need to release the past of things that you might have done, or anybody else that has harmed you in any way. So release it, and then soften yourself up to realize that people do make mistakes. People actually, I mean, there are people that do things on purpose, but there's a lot of people that do things and their intention was never to hurt. So soften and move forward, it's saying. And then it wants you to ride the waves. All right. Because you're already, if you forgive, if you thank and you forgive, then you can go with the flow. Things will be
Oh,
easier
yeah.
for you. Yes, much
I
easier.
can't believe you said go with the flow.
Oh, really? Life lessons you'll get through. So, yes, it reminds me of the Ho'oponopono prayer. When we say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. And it frees us, and we get to
Yeah.
ride the wave. Yep. All right, Jerry.
The
What
first one I pulled was She Who Flows.
Oh, yeah.
That's why when you said that, I got chilled.
Yeah.
It says,
yeah.
please be open to change. Go with the flow of life.
Yep.
And then this one popped up again. Endless
Oh.
possibilities.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then I pulled, you create your own reality.
Uh-huh.
So
Wow.
learn to just go with the flow. Just let it take you. You have endless possibilities for what direction and how you want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And you create your own reality.
Yep.
So whatever it is that it shows you, start creating, start imagining, start, putting it out there. I want to do this, or I want to do that, or I want to do both.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit has no limits. We're the ones that limit ourselves.
Yeah, we are. Yep.
Spirit's like, okay, yeah, pile it on. What do you want?
So instead of
want
saying anything
something.
negative, you're going to want to say, I already have what it is I want. Make
Yeah.
sure you know what you want. Don't ask for what you don't want. Ask for what you want, and you'll flow right into it.
See, I spent a year and a half trying to manifest a newer car.
You did.
Because the one I had was really crappy. I didn't think to specify not by means of an accident.
Right. You gotta be careful.
And that's how I got another car, was because my son was in an accident in the other car and totaled it. So,
Right.
But I did specify, while I manifested the hell out of that no one be harmed. I didn't want any harm to come to anyone. Just you work it out. Just, this is what I want. I'm not picky. Anything will do. You work it out, but I don't want anybody hurt.
Yes.
And he walked away with a sprained ankle.
Oh.
With the cops saying, we don't know why we're not scraping him off the concrete.
I know.
Half the front end was left in the intersection,
Yes, finally protected. That's awesome. Rossi, are you here? Rossi, are you still here?
Are you still here, Rossi?
Yeah.
I thought she had
left. Know. We'll be glad to read for you. I don't. Let's go. Let's move on. If Rossi's here, we'll come back to Rossi. Oops.
Okay.
Then I ended up knocking her out. I'm sorry, Rossi. All right, I'll find it again. So Denise McMullen. Rossi is here. All right, Rossi, we'll do it right after Denise. Sorry about that. All right, so could I ask what message my ancestors have for me? Sure, of course, Denise. All right. Let me get back to where Rossi, did you just want a reading? Is that all you're looking for? A reading for today? I can't find your question now. Okay, we'll do it. We'll do it when we're done, Denise. There you go. Thank you, Rossi. What message do your ancestors want you to hear? Hi, KK. All right, so the first one I get is they appreciate the resilience that you show going through rough times or going through whatever it is you do in your life. You seem to be able to, I don't say it's easy for you, but you're able to be resilient and bounce back to, be able to handle something that may be tough. But they're with you with that. They said, call on us for your strength. We're here for you to help you. And we're behind you. Please know that you're never alone. Between us and your friend and your guides and the angels, we're all around you. And they say, your light is so beautiful, it shines. And what it is you do brings light to others. So they're just so proud of you. They're saying, look at the beauty of the light that is there. And finally, I get the sweet waters. Isn't that beautiful? Oh,
That's
Lord.
gorgeous. Yeah.
It is, in the pink flowers. And it says sensuality and romance, enjoyment, fertility, and balance. They're saying you are the quintessential woman who can do it all. I don't know if you have children or not, but you know how to nurture. So you don't have to have children. You can nurture other people. You are enjoying life and taking time to balance out that which you have to do. So important.
Very much so. Well, the first card I drew was, damn, you're good. That's what the first thing they said. Damn, you're good. So that doesn't happen very often. But then I pulled for you from the Shaman's Dream deck. Moon Maiden, which is new beginnings. They're letting you know you've got a fresh start on things. Whatever it is you've been dealing with, you don't have to keep dragging that with you. You've got new beginnings coming. So let all of that go and just go with the new. And then I pulled from the Rose Oracle, a mother's rose.
Oh, beautiful.
It says returning to each other, compassion, humanity. If you teach students with disabilities, then this card is definitely you, because it takes a lot of compassion and a lot of humanity, a lot of love and care to take care of, to be with kids like that, to teach kids that have difficulties learning,
Thank you for being someone that does that. We need you.
That's hats off to you. I couldn't do it. I mean, I can't teach anyway. I'm not a very good teacher.
No, but everybody, everybody's got their gift.
Yeah, everybody's got their gifts. But there's some people are just meant to be the ones to help teach, people how to do things. So, yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
Beautiful messages, Denise. Thank you again. I'm glad that you were able to have that read. All right. So we have Rossi and then Tasha W. If you're still here, we'll try to answer your question before we leave. Okay. But I can't take any other questions from anybody. Thank you very much. So this is for Rossi. Message from Spirit. My dogs are outside the door and they're kind of like, pain in the
Mine
neck.
crashed on the end of the bed there.
It's like they think that we're not doing anything because we're sitting here. But
well, he's learned by now. Okay, if I just lay here and chill,
Yeah.
Mom will get done faster, and then she'll take me out
Oh,
because he
yeah.
knows that Mom's going to go have a cigarette when she gets through.
Yes,
So
yes,
he gets
yes.
a free
Of course.
walk.
Denise, you're most welcome. You're most welcome. All right. So, Rossi, the first thing I get is say a prayer of thanks for all the abundance that exists around you and in you. And look at the flowers. Look at the colors. I love them. They're just beautiful. It's almost like a sun, and all that that's inside of it. The next one is let it go. Release the past. You got that card that I just had a little while ago. Let it go. Let it go so new things can come in and you can enjoy the joy of having those things. And the last one it says, which is the joy card, look at this, is trust.
Oh,
Trust
wow.
that which is meant for you will find its way to you, because that which you are seeking is also seeking you. And so trust that and know that that's the way it will happen. Yeah.
That's it. Well, the first one I pulled for you was Vanishing Mirror.
Ooh.
And it says ego sublimation.
Mm-hmm.
So don't let your ego rule your feelings, because a lot of times it can get us into more trouble than it's worth. Because
yeah, unfortunately, because we're human.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But then I pulled Fox Spirit, and it says think on your feet. So that's another thing you're telling you. Just you got it. Just think on your feet and go for it. And then I ended up with actually you can. You can do both. You can do all of those things.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. That's beautiful. Of course you can. Very nice. All right. So the next question is more of a general question. Whoops. I'm sorry. And there I did it again. Tasha wanted to know if she's going to move. That was basically it.
Okay.
I knocked it off here somehow.
I do that all the time.
I know. I want to say hello. Oh, will I move for a job? That's what she wants to know. And Amanda, if you're watching this later, love you too. All right. So let's see. Will I move for a job? I tell you what, if you do move for a job, you make sure they pay for it.
Yeah.
You don't want to have that, all that relocation stuff. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, this is interesting, Tasha, because I get a man and a woman. So maybe it's a decision that has to be made for two people. I don't know if the man is the person going to hire you or if it's a partner of yours, but a man and a woman are making a decision. And right now it's fairly fluid, which means it could change, but it says to be in the flow. Don't resist it if it comes in, which to me says, as long as you both can agree on it, and that's what you want to do, that it will work out for you. But right now, there's no job, let's say, that shows up because they want you to be fluid, which means it could be that you get more than one offer, or you might get an offer where you don't have to move. So there you go. Yeah.
Well, the first message I got for you was actually you can move. It's your choice.
Okay.
Just like the job, that's something that you need to take into consideration, and Spirit's not going to hold you to it. It's your choice. You decide. And then I pulled the breathing rose, heart healing, emotions, connection, time eases. So listen to your heart with whatever jobs it is that you're looking at. Truly take that extra minute and just listen to what your heart is telling you, because most of the time it'll tell you if something feels right or doesn't. I mean, we know it. We just tend to ignore it. God knows I've gotten myself in enough trouble over the years because I didn't listen to what my heart and my gut were telling me. I just went right on for it. It's like, yeah, that's not right. And then the last one I pulled is the ripple effect, part of something bigger.
Mm.
Details are taken care of.
Mhm.
So
And what does the flow give you but ripples? You know, staying in
exactly,
the flow, like if you have water, it
one little
ripples out.
pebble,
Wow.
one little pebble can
Mhm.
create ripples of
Mhm.
magnitude depending on how far out it goes. And every little
Yeah.
movement can make a huge difference, which
Yeah.
is why it's so important to listen to your heart and what you feel is right. I
Definitely.
mean, you know,
Mhm.
and sometimes that may not mean going for the job that pays the most money, but it might be the
True.
one that gives you the most peace of mind.
Right. Or brings you the most joy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I pulled a couple cards, Sherry, for the collective on our way out of the door here for the
All right.
weekend. So if you want to do that, what I got is for everybody to recognize their potential and liberate yourself from being what other people want you to be. You decide who you want to be. You're the one holding your own potential. So make sure I'll say it one more time. Recognize your potential and liberate your mind. In other words, you decide what it is you want to do. Don't have anybody else telling you what to do. Yep. Thanks everybody. Thank you for being here with us. Sherry.
All righty. I got cards flying everywhere. They're like just bursting with joy on me here.
Yeah, they all have a message they want.
No, that one, the whole deck jumped out.
Oh, okay.
All right. A burst of magic. We all feel it.
Mm.
We all use it. We all send it. We all need it. A burst of magic.
Yep.
And we all have, what is it? Mini masks, the authentic self. So
There's the
we all wear
authenticity.
different masks. We wear our
Liberate.
work mask, our mom mask, our spouse mask, our friend mask, whatever the case may be. But despite what mask you put on, be the authentic you. Be as real as you can be. And then the last thing I pulled is no limits but the sky. So that means you
Our
can do it
potential.
all.
Yep.
I mean, and instead of a
Okay,
hot air
for me.
balloon, you have a basket of flowers that's lifting you up.
Beautiful.
And,
How
yeah.
beautiful. Wow. Hi, Jan's Free. Hi, everybody. Well, I sure hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to be back at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern with Callie Healer, who does beautiful healing energy from afar. So if you're interested in learning any more about that, come back. Otherwise, you guys have a wonderful weekend. And I know that Sherry's got plans to do some work around her car. So we will definitely be seeing you next week.
I got to work on my car tomorrow. So other than the book club, that's the only thing I have
Yes, we do have our book club
for tomorrow. And then that's it. I kind of took the weekend off. I don't know. I might pop on and do a live.
Right.
I don't have anything scheduled until next
Whatever
Saturday.
The spirit moves, Sherry.
Yep. Next Saturday, I got Valerie from Illumination Portal coming on.
Oh, good. You'll have a great time with Valerie.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
She's so sweet.
Right.
So I'm
Thank you, everybody.
So
thanks and big hugs to all of you. Thank you, Sherry, for sharing your gifts and love with us. And we will see you later. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Have a great week.